Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Retreat series, Dhamma talk number 41. All our talks of this society is directly related to mindfulness, insight, meditation. Built around that, we discuss, talk, listen to Buddha's teaching. Majority of it are directly related to the practice, direct practice. But at the same time, whenever appropriate and useful for your daily life, we also insert certain methods or ways or techniques to do that helps in your everyday life, which is not directly moment to moment awareness, but also in the sense of reflective and analytical. That kind of aspects come in occasionally whenever it is useful for us. So we have been talking about the one Dhamma, which is appamada, heedfulness. This one Dhamma is special in such a way. All other Dhammas, okay, both negative Dhammas and positive Dhamma, to put in a simple word, what is right and what is wrong. Starting from there, what is right and what is wrong, and how to avoid the wrong Dhamma and how to develop the right Dhamma. Those are the one in details. And there are so many techniques and methods how to develop each and every one of them, and how to eliminate each and every one of them. So many methods and techniques. But Buddha gave us this one Dhamma. If you practice this one Dhamma, it covers every aspect of all these things. That is appamada. And to be able to develop this heedfulness, appamada, in the most effective way, the most refined way, there's one mental state you really need it. That mental state is called aditana, or resolute mind. Strong, firm, unwavering determination. Without that, one cannot develop this refined, superior type of heedfulness. So aditana, this determination, is required to develop this refined heedfulness. And at the same time, it is easy to say, make a resolution and go for it. But not everyone can do it. In fact, only a few can succeed it. That's why Buddha also taught how to develop determination or resolute mind. Some people, they have a great heart. They want to do this, they want to do that, they want to do all the good things. But what happens is, it may last a few days, it may last a few weeks or a month, and then just faded away. They have the heart, but they do not have that determination and commitment. So even though they have a great volition, they cannot execute it, they cannot complete it. So we talk about how to develop this determination. Okay. And in there, Buddha gave us 4 different ways how to develop a resolute mind. Number 1 is niyunita. We have gone through that in detail, so it will be more like a point form now. Niyunita is basically limiting the domain of your consciousness. In other words, you keep your awareness in the field of wholesomeness, not in the field of unwholesomeness. You don't let the mind go wild. Okay? That is one technique we have already discussed in detail. Second one is parinamita. Parinamita is redirecting the mind. Redirecting the mind is, to put in a very simple form, let's say you are in a very sad state. You are in a very sad mode. If you are in a sad mode, don't let it sit there. Don't let your mind sit there. At that moment, think about the really, truly happy moments of your life. Just recall it. We all have one, whatever that makes us really happy. Think about that happy moment and redirect the mind from the sad situation into the happy modes. Send it to the happy place. That's called redirecting the mind. Let's say you are scared, afraid, fear, under the fear. And if your mind is under that situation, think about a moment in time, a place in time that you have a great security. Okay, you feel very secure and safe. You have moments like that. Take the mind to there. Take the mind out of the fear mode and go into the secure mode and let it live there. That's redirecting the mind. Same thing, of course, if you are depressed. Okay? If you are depressed, take the mind from that state, from that condition, from those thoughts. And then what you do, you think about a moment when you are really uplifted, uplifting moment. That's redirecting the mind. So that is also another technique we talk. This is just a gist. We have discussed that in detail in the past talks. And the third technique is Dhamma Sarita. Dhamma Sarita is always you are doing something good and wholesome. You are always practicing, doing, speaking, physical, verbal action to do something that is wholesome and good. Practice. You are doing it. You practice in such a way, all these speech and all these deeds, of course, speech and deed does not arise without a thought. They become a habit in you, and if these become a habit in you, good, wholesome speech and deed, that person automatically becomes gentle and polite and cultured. In other words, to be simply put it, try and culture yourself. Live in such a way you become a cultured person. Okay? That is called the Dhamma Sarita. Always trying to set yourself so that you are doing good things all the time. That's number 3. Number 4 is abhujita. Okay, abhujita. Abhujita is always you are thinking, you are reflecting, whatever you are doing, especially things that are important, significant, critical, you always think and reflect. Actually, thought process going on, okay, methodically. But whenever you are thinking and reflecting, it must be based on sincerity, honesty, in other words, facts. Not try to spin. Sincerity, honesty, and facts. That's number one. And then another one is that thought process, that program, that plan you are thinking must be non-violence. In other words, must not hurt, must not harm. The solution does not contain violence, hurting, harming. And also, whatever that plan must produce constructive result, productive result, and beneficial result. And in that plan, it must be weaving through love, kindness, and compassion. That's the way. That's called abhijita. So whenever, let's put it in a way, something important, significant, critical, something worthwhile, you think, reflect, or plan in such a way, based on sincerity, honesty, straightforwardness, and then with non-violence, which produce beneficial result, productive result. Everything woven through love, kindness, and compassion. That is abhijita. Buddha taught us to train ourselves that way, to think that way. But most of us know, and a lot of us know already, with a different name, yoniso manasikara. Yoniso manasikara. Wise attention or wise intention or wise attitude. Okay? Wise attention, intention, or attitude. What is that? All the things that I have just described, piece by piece. You always think that way, you always plan that way. And if you do that way, that is abhijita or yoniso manasikara. You always have a right attitude. Even in the most awful time, try and see that in a bright light with a positive attitude. That's yoniso manasikara. That's abhijita. Those are the four. And if you keep on practicing those four in your life, you will find your determination becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. Your mind become a resolute mind. With that resolute mind, you can build the refined form of heedfulness. So this is just a little bit of a summary based on last 2-3 Dhamma talks for those who miss it. So this abhijita or yoniso manasikara, that is very important because in a very simplistic way we heard that word, we heard that phrase many times. Okay, many times. Have a wise attention, wise attitude, correct attitude. Even on a normal day, okay, bring in a correct attitude. But Buddha coined that correct attitude over 2,500 years ago. This abhijita is different. Different in a sense, it's very important, and also everybody has a different degree of grasping or ability to exercise it at a different level. Some people, they got into a situation, they think, they plan, what can I do, how can I solve it? They can't even arrive to an answer. Some group, that's what it is. And some people, they have to write it down, they have to draw a flow chart and graph and this and that, put it on, and then okay, all these things are supporting. So that's why this is the right way to do. They have to go through that to get that yoniso manasikara, the right or the wise intention. And some people, they just come in and they look at the situation, talk to a few people, within a few minutes they arrive at that yoniso manasikara. They got it. They don't have to go and spend about 2 weeks research to get that. And some people, they come in, they see, they hear instantly, and there's an answer. That yoniso manasikara is in their mind already, instantly. Okay. From our point of view, the way we talk it is like instantly, just out of nowhere pops up. No, that is the infinite number of previous life training have bring up to this spot, and at that time these people have that kind of ability. In other words, their processing power is so strong and so fast, it seems like spontaneous, know the answer. Okay, also people are so amazed at it, it's a miracle, things like that. Nothing miraculous about it. It is what that person have done in the past so many times, so much. Now it is right there. Got it? So that's kind of yoniso manasikara. Everybody has a different level of processing, different ability to grasp process in terms of speed, in terms of time, in terms of ability to get to that right solution. That's yoniso manasikara. Now why? Why do we have all these different variation? And how can we get that kind of a yoniso manasikara, wise intention or wise attention or perfect solution to a situation in such a great speed? How can we get it? Buddha didn't leave us in the dark. He taught us his compassion is endless. He doesn't leave us in the darkness. Now he taught us how to get that, so to speak, this is my coining, spontaneous wise intention or wise solution. How can we get it? And here it is. That's Buddha said, if you want that, this is how you practice. And in there, it might look so simple, okay, very simple, simplistic. In fact, after we heard it, oh yeah, that's right, you can say, but even though we might say, oh yeah, that's right, it's so easy, but we have never thought in that way. And also, of course, Buddha's teaching with Pali words and stuff like that, that's a different, but I try to convey to you all in the most simplistic English language, like more like a daily language, so it seems so simple. First and foremost is, if you want a Pali word, yeah, before we go that's one thing. This, what we are going to talk about, is the Buddha taught us in a Chakka Sutta. Chakka Sutta, discourses of Chakka. What is Chakka? Chakka is, you can call it a wheel. Chakka is a wheel. So, what is a wheel? Wheel is something that is always turning and turning and turning. A wheel doesn't stop. Chakka is always turning and always churning. But in this Chakka Sutta, it's not simply just a wheel. Okay? It is something, in other words, a set of mental states. Wheel is just a representation, example, a set of mental states that they are working and working and working, turning and churning and turning, churning, so that it can bring to a higher state, a better state. Okay. It is not simply turning, it is endlessly turning, non-stop turning, so that it can bring one to a better state, a higher state. Or you can say it is keep on churning so that it changes the condition, conditions are change and change and change, so that you could reach your objective or your goal. That is what is turning about. It's turning round and round and round and round, but it is bringing to a different state so that you can attain your goal, so that you can succeed whatever you are doing. You can succeed. And also, it also conveys under this context of what we are going to talk. It brings you fame. This will churning and churning and turning, it brings you fame. But this fame is not brought about by the promotion and advertising and marketing. Simply one does thing. Okay. For, of course, oneself as well as for the public. These people, they have a very lofty objective, these kind of people, lofty objective. They do for others, for the benefits of others, without anything expecting in return. And they endlessly work for it. As they do that, automatically they are named, so let's call it, they are fame. They become famous, they become well known by the surrounding, by the society, by the neighbor, because that is what they are churning, the wheel of a certain mental state or a certain process they are going through. And that is what chakas mean. Chaka, it is constantly turning and churning, the wheel turning and churning, but never stay in one static place. It is always moving for the better, for fame, for name, but always related with the self-sacrifice and others. And then the Buddha asked us, what kind of beings, whether it's a human or deva, is always turning and churning this chaka, the wheel? He asked that questions. And here is those people who are always turning and churning that wheel, okay, to achieve, okay, a certain method, to achieve a goal, to succeed. Okay, what are the causes to get kind of a thing? Those are the people who are always trying to be walking and succeed in walking on the path of wholesomeness, on the path of wholesome Dhamma, and producing good karma and kusala. And they have a lofty objective, which means their objectives are always for the benefits of many, not just for self-interest. These kind of human and deva will be chanting these kind of wheels. So the Buddha start with that. And of course the explanation is the Buddha doesn't explain this way. He was very strict. Our teachers and teachers down that line, they explain in such a detail so that we would understand. And the first one, Pati Rupa Desa Vasosa, that's a Pali word. One must live in a right place or suitable place. That's it, very simple. One must live in a right place and a suitable place. So now, what is the right place? What is a suitable place? Here is a place, like in the scripture, this is how it is explained. A place that where are 4 types of people lived. 4 types of people live. That is according to the scripture. Very simple, straightforward. One is bhikkhu. In other words, it's a monks. Monks who have learned, practice for themselves and working for others. Another one is bhikkhuni. In other words, monks are the male and bhikkhuni is the female. They are also females who walk, learn, practice, work, and then renounce everything they have and works for the benefits of others. That's second type of group. And third type of group is called dayika. Dayika is a male. Okay? The simple translation would be male devotees. But these are the lay people, the lay people who are supporting these kind of people who sacrifice their personal benefit and working for others. They help and they support these people as much as they can. Of course, they have to work, they have their family to support too, but at the same time they make a targeted purpose, a certain portion of my effort or my energy will be supporting this. And the third one is dayikama. Dayikama, simply put, female devotees. Okay, they cannot themselves fully do the job yet, but they are also decided, I will learn, I will practice, but I will help for this cause, for this project. So if there are 4 types of people, anywhere where there are these 4 types of people live gathered in a group, in a mass, and that can be called as a right place. That's the right place. Now let's put it into a modern translation. Very simple. Let's say you want to really be highly educated. Where do you go? You go to the country's university, okay, name, fame university, wherever that subject that you want to learn is taught. If you go live there, if you go near there, if you enroll there, you will have that education that you want. And if you want to be very health conscious and want to have full support of health, you can't live in a third world country. You have to live in the very advanced places where the health is. And even among ourselves, whether we want to live in the Sunshine Coast or we want to live up in the north, in the boonies where we have not much access, or whether we live in Vancouver, and even in Vancouver, if you are very sick and old, whether close to the hospital, that's the place that you choose to live if you want health, support on health, support on education. And if you want to be prosperous in business, you can't go to a place where all industry are dying and everybody leaving. That's a wrong place. Wherever there is the business can be developed. Very simple. You have to choose a place based on what you want, what you desire, what you want to develop, and accessible to these kind of facility. As simple as that. So in here, we are not only talking about just our daily life and daily needs and wants. We are talking in terms of Dhamma too. In terms of Dhamma, first and foremost, where would you live? First and foremost is a place where there is security. That's security. Security in terms of war or security in terms of famine. Okay, food that comes from natural process, and the people, bad government, rebels, terrorists, these are the people, that's security. So you have to choose a place where there is secure. That's number one, secure place. And if you're in a secure place, let's say Canada is a great secure place. Okay, that's why a lot of people migrate to this country, secure place. But there are so many, even in Vancouver, okay, you can divide it into many zones, okay, where there's a lot of crimes, or where there's a lot of drugs, or whether there's a lot of parties and cocaines and this and that, whether rich or poor, whether in those kind of hedonistic, bent-minded people live. That's one place. And also there are places they are not focused on that much. So in here is you live in a place where there is more, okay, towards the, in general, is wholesomeness, like-minded people. Even in a region, okay, Surrey, this and this and that, Vancouver, this and that, West Van, this and that, near Caristale, another thing. Every region has their own little flavor and their little subculture. What do you want? Which area can you live? Which area will support you? These are the little choices we made, part on the wholesomeness in general. In other words, we can put it a little more in terms of Dhamma, morality, sila. Okay. You can even demographically narrow it down to a certain area where you can maintain and contain and uphold the moral characters that you would like to. Sometimes if you go and live in a wrong place, even if you want to uphold, the environment will just oppress you and demolish and destroy you. These are the environmental conditioning process Buddha is teaching us what to do, how to choose. Morality and also dana, generosity. Okay, giving, sharing, service. Giving and sharing, from the Buddhist point of view, there are two sections. Like in general in the West, giving, sharing, oh, we help the people, we help the people who are starving, druggies, starvation, famine, sick, down and out. That is where the focus is. In Buddhism, there are two aspects. One aspect is all that we have said. Anybody who is in need, that is, those people we helped. Okay, generously we give. Generously give our energy, effort, and help. That's one help. But in Buddhism, it also emphasized to giving and supporting and helping to people who are of high moral characters. They try to live faultlessly, blamelessly. They try to be the model of the humanity. They try to uphold whatever the precept level that they are supposed to be. And these are people, and not only that, these people not only uphold their virtuous moral, they are also generous in whatever they can give, their time and their service, and also they live an exemplary life. And to those people we also give. Okay? We also generous, we also support. So that is two divisions. One division is somebody down and out who really need it. Another one who are virtuous and become the model for the humanity. To whatever level, whatever region, whatever that little place is, that is also we give and share. Dana and Sila. And then Bhavana. Bhavana is the practice, where we can really practice. Where we can really practice. So, where we can practice is, of course you can practice in your own room, in your own place, everywhere. When lock the door, nobody disturb. Yeah, that's the right place. But think, and let's look at the whole spectrum of Buddha Sasana. Even at the Buddha's time, 2,500, 600 years ago, the monks, of course, they say they go alone and so forth, go alone into the forest, quiet place, under the tree, you meditate or practice alone. But if you look at the larger picture, yes, they go alone and practice, but they are not alone. Some of them is a group of 10, a group of 20, a group of 30. They go together in the same direction, in the same region. But of course, individually, they have their own isolated places. But that 20 or 30 are connected. They are connected. They help each other. They support each other for sickness or for food, or they help each other to discuss Dhamma. It's called Kalyana Mitta. Kalyana Mitta. In other words, a good friend. Even though you practice alone, you need a network of good friends. That has been in the scripture very clearly. So, even though you are practicing, this is the way I want to do it, of course you can do it alone. But if you live with a network, a group of people, you will find that it is a lot stronger to do things, to implement things, to accomplish things, even accomplish things. You can do alone, but if you have a group of friends, 10 people together doing it, it'll go a lot farther. Kalyana Mitta. That one is also needed. So you live in a place where there's a network. So to make the story short, that is where is the right place. You choose a place and then you live there. And when you live there, if you have the right place, okay, that's the first Patirupa Deta Vasosa. Number one, that's what Buddha said, what you must do. Number two is Pandita Ninsa Sevanan. What it is you must, okay, you must follow, you must learn, you must choose a wise person, a holy person. That is number two. Okay. And these are what? These 1 and 2 are so that you can have a wise intention, spontaneous wise intention. So you choose a holy person. And what is holy person? Just let's simplify it. Definition of a holy person. A holy person is who is faultless, who lives faultless and blamelessly. That's a holy person. A holy person who is faultless and blameless living and then helping others, okay, before his own comfort and interest. That's a holy person. A holy person, on top of these qualities, must have intelligence and attitudes so that he has enough quality to advise others and direct them to the right direction. Simply put is telling them, this is a wrong path, don't go, this is a right path, where you should go. Simple. But it is something who can advise. And if one has these qualities, that person is called a holy person, that person is called a wise person, or that person is called a bhikkhu, a monk, that person is called a sayale or bhikkhuni, a nun or a female monk. That's it. Very simple. The Buddhas tell you to look for somebody that you can learn from, that you can have advice. Of course, we have all the, especially nowadays, all the books and scriptures and YouTubes and anything and everything. But still, the Buddha advised you to follow a competent teacher that one can help you through. By having that, your speed of progress will be a lot faster than you are going alone through the books and the YouTubes and so on. That's the second one. The key thing is, if you live in the right place, there is definitely that whatever wise person or holy person is, you just have to look for one whom you have chemistry with, whom you like, who can inspire you and follow and walk with that person. That's number two. Okay. And thirdly, what the Buddha say? Thirdly is, now you live in the right place, you have a teacher to learn from. Now you start practicing. You practice. What you learn, you practice and practice and practice and practice. In other words, just simply learning, visual learning or learning from words or learning from books or hearing is only the first step. Now you have to put them into practice and practice repeatedly again and again and again, so that these become a part of you. Not separate, not in the books, not on a computer, but automatically these become you and you become these. In other words, you can talk about this, do about this, advise about this, teach about this without going and referencing anything, because it is in your bloodstream. That's the way. That is Patirupatesa Panidanesa. And then this one is Patipada. Patipara is practice. So, Patipada, or if you want another words, some who are familiar with Pali, Vijja Charana Sampanno. Vijja Charana. Vijja is what? You already know this. It is insight, enlightened. Totally opposite to avidya. Avidya is ignorance. Vijja is no more ignorance. Charana is a practice. Sampanno, one who practice. In other words, again, you can research yourself. There are 15 ways of practice under that Vijja Charana. But anyway, one must practice and practice and practice all that you learn, so that they become a part of you and you become a part of it. That's the third advice. And the fourth one. The fourth one is, it looks odd. It looks odd to say that. If I have to say directly, I guess, one must have a good and wholesome karma. That's the way Buddha said. One must have a good and wholesome karma. Good and wholesome karma is automatically, it's not referring here. It refers to from all your past life, many past life. Many past life, you have done many good deeds, wholesome deeds, kusala karma. You have produced a lot. As you have produced a lot, these wholesome karma if you're born in this life, these are the one who will put you at the right place, the right spot. These are the one that will connect you with the right teacher. These are the one that will set you with the right community. They are the starting block. This good and wholesome karma, let's say, will make you born in Canada, not in the war-torn Syria, just for an example, or where there is starvation, like that. And even there's an odd anomaly, even you might be born in Syria, and among all these about, 50 million of Syrian, a few got refugee status into Canada and they got here. See, over there they were born, but they have their karma has, in some way they bring it up to this secure and safe place. That's also from the past karma. So these past karma and give you on a starting block, the right place, the right teacher, the right network. But again, they only put you on that spot. At that moment, you have to make a choice. You have to make a decision to live there, to hang out there, to improve there, or to practice. That's your choice. That past karma doesn't make you automatically become a wholesome person and don't do anything wrong. No, the environment is there, another roadblock. This environment right in front of you, all sort of temptations, modern temptations, drug, alcohol temptations, sex temptations. I just use the Christian word temptation. Buddhist word is mental defilements. Okay, Vittu karma, Vittu kilesa. Let's put a simple temptation. These are there, and you are supposed to be making choices, and doing it. So one must have these good past karma to be able to bring about to these situations. So the Buddha put it with the past. But at the same time, look at it. You are right now, right here. You have number 1, 2, and 3, right place, right teachers, and you are practicing. And when you are practicing what you do, you are actually not just meditate only. You are doing dana, generosity, generous act, material service, sila, you don't hurt, you don't harm anything, you protect people, you save people. And also you practice so that you can improve your understanding of human nature. And with that you help again. And what is that? That is karma right now, right here. In Burmese we call it Kang Kaunde. Kang Kaunde is, let's say, lucky. Oh, this guy lucky. Oh, this guy unlucky. Whatever he does is just unlucky. He has no luck. This guy is very lucky. We use that lucky. Okay. So in general we think he's lucky because his great good past karma. He must have done a lot of good things, so he has a good karma. Partially true, not completely true. What it is, when you say lucky, there are 3 things. One is karma. Karma means that is the kusala karma from the past. That's number 1. Karma is 1/3 plus. Jnana means your intelligence, your ability to think, ability to make decision, avoid wrong things, do good things. That's decision, but there must be intelligence. Past karma, intelligence. That's 1/3. Another one, viriya, effort. Regardless how good a karma and how smart you are, if you're a lazy guy, down the drain. effort. So there are three things: Kama, Jnana, Vriya. Past good, wholesome karma, your intelligence, sharp, bright intelligence, plus effort. Those three things are called karma in general. Without those three things, you will not be completed. So that is Gangaunde, that is lucky. Lucky means those three mental states are working together. That's lucky, not automatic. So in here, one must practice. By practicing it, even though the Buddha said this is from the past life, you are doing it right here and right now. And what are you doing it for? Whatever you are doing it for will bear fruits in the future life. So it is, even though it is, we are talking about the present tense, present life. In here, the change of connection, cause and effect, conditioning effect from the past life to this life and the future life is there included. And in the Buddha's, one of the teachings called patana. In patana, this change of event, these four things are called upanicchaya pichyo, strong dependent condition. Under that name, the Buddha teaches us in patana. So if you have these four walking, churning and churning and churning, right place, right people, right practice, and creating good karma, having good karma. If you keep that four again and again, every life you grow and you grow, and even in this life you grow and you grow, and your ability to have that yoniso manasikara, right attention, right intention, liberally put, ability to have a solution to a problem in a very short period of time will become stronger and stronger and sharper. These are the four causes that one can have a spontaneous right attitude and right intention. May all of you be able to practice this one Dhamma, heedfulness, and may you be able to help yourself and all human as soon as possible. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Buddham bhajami. Dhammam bhajami. Sangham bhajami. Thank you very much.